This is literally my go-to everyday makeup routine, and it slays every single time. And I'm going to show you how to do it because it would be a crime not to. I struggled for the longest time trying to get my makeup to actually look like makeup, so I'm going to show you how I did it. First of all, if you want a really glowy base, face prep is key. I am using hyaluronic acid from The Ordinary. A lot of people are using milky toners right now. I don't have one. I really want to try one, so if you guys have any recommendations, let me know because I really want to try a good one. But I'm always just so particular about like what I apply on my face because my face is very acne prone. As you can see, I have a lot of scars, but let me know if you guys have any good recommendations. I'm using the caffeine solution under my eyes just to get the puffiness out. I don't really know if it does anything, but I like to do it. It leaves my under eyes really moisturized and prepped for the makeup. Look at how glowy my face looks. That's what you want. You want it to look like you're glazed. I'm going to use this Faced Hangover 3-in-1 replenishing primer and setting spray just to prep my face a little bit more. Sometimes I just use a setting spray before I apply my makeup. It just feels so much more refreshed once I apply that, so I don't know if it actually does anything, but yeah. Then I like to go in with my foundation. I'm using the Makeup by Mario foundation, but another really good one is the Maybelline Fit Me. This was my go-to for the longest time until I tried this one, but I like them both. Sometimes if I want a lighter finish, I just apply a little bit of face moisturizer to my foundation and mix it in, and it just creates kind of like a tinted moisturizer type of thing. But today I want a little bit higher coverage, so I'm just applying this where I need more coverage. Using the Makeup by Mario foundation brush, I'm just going to blend this out, and I usually just apply it in these sections, like around my cheeks, just because I like my freckles to show through, and mostly where I need the most coverage, it's just around here, because I got a lot of like scars from my acne. But other than that, this is basically where I mostly place my foundation. What I love about this foundation is that you can really like build it up depending on how much coverage you want or how little coverage you want. And it looks amazing every single time. And then I grab a little just to even it out and put it around my forehead. It looks kind of crazy right now, but it's going to even out once I apply the concealer and the bronzer. This is a new technique that I'm trying recently. Instead of applying concealer right after my foundation, I'm going to apply my contour / bronzer. And I just like to apply it right here around my forehead, like so. And then here, and then on the sides of my nose, like so. And also like right on my eyes, like this. Also, I'm using the Wet n Wild contour stick in the shade Oaks on You. And then I just grab the same brush I used for my foundation, and then I just blend it out. I normally like to use the same brush. I feel like it just makes everything look cohesive in a way. And look how smooth that looks. Amazing. And a great tip, instead of like dragging it and moving it, just focus wherever you want it to be and just tap it in place and it'll blend itself out. Now that we have that on, I'm going to grab a damp beauty sponge and basically just go over everything, making sure that there's no like harsh lines or anything. Now I'm going to go ahead and grab a cream blush. This is the Milani Cheek Kiss Coral Crush Cream Blush, a whole mouthful. And then I'm going to grab my beauty sponge and tap it on there and basically just go over where I want the blush to be. I usually place it like pretty high up like this. I feel like this is literally the perfect color for summer. It's so pretty. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit on the bridge of my nose just to add that kind of like sun-kissed summery look. And then I'm going to grab two of my favorite concealers. This is the Rare Beauty under eye brightener. And then this is the Hourglass Vanish concealer. I'm putting the Rare Beauty brightener right on the inner parts of my under eye. And then the Hourglass concealer, I'm putting it right over here. Another concealer that I love is the NYX or NYX Bear With Me concealer. Amazing. I like to go in with my finger just to really warm up the product and make it blend really nicely. And just leave it in the same spot and blend it out like so. It gives me a lot more control as to how I want to blend the concealers together and where I want it to lay. And whatever's left on my finger, I just tap on my eyelid. Then I grab some of my setting spray, whichever setting spray you have, And then I go over my under eyes with the Beauty Blender and just, I don't know, finish blending it out to really smooth out the look. Like so. Now I'm grabbing some translucent setting powder. This is the Wet n Wild Photofocus one. I love it. It's so great. Oh my god. I'm grabbing my Beauty Blender because I kind of lost my powder puff, but that's totally fine. Grabbing a little bit with the back or like the pointy side of my Beauty Blender and tapping the excess off on the back of my hand. And then once I make sure this is pretty blended out, I look up and set it like so. And I make sure to set like my T-zone or everything that gets pretty oily. Now I'm gonna grab some of the powder bronzer. This is the Patrick Ta cream contour and powder duo, and I'm gonna grab the powder one and basically just apply it wherever I applied the bronzer earlier too, or like the contour earlier. Then grabbing a small brush with that bronzer, I'm just gonna kind of define a little bit more and add a little bit more product on my nose, and then add a little bit on this corner, this outer corner, just to really define and add a little bit of depth compared to the other eye, and really blend out that setting powder that we placed there earlier and the concealer, like so. And then some powder blush. This is the Tarte Party Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush. Then I'm just placing it right on top the blush we placed earlier, basically. Grabbing a big fluffy brush, I'm just wiping away all of the powder that we placed earlier. Right now we're looking very matte, and we don't want matte. We want glowy and bright for summer. So I'm gonna grab setting spray and spray it all over my face, like so, and wait for that to dry. While that dries, I'm applying a little bit of eyebrow gel, just brushing out my eyebrows a little bit. And I'm using the Glossier Boy Brow, which is my favorite one. For my eyes, I'm gonna grab this really dark brown and then grab a really thin eyebrow brush and basically just create a wing with that eyeshadow, like so. And it just looks like you have a lot more eyelashes. Then I go over it with my finger just to blend it out and not make it look that obvious, like so. Now that the setting spray is dry, I'm using the Beauty Wand by Charlotte Tilbury, grabbing a little bit with my finger and applying some of that highlight on top of my cheek right there, and then grabbing whatever's left and applying it on the inner side of my eyelid, like so. And making sure you tap very lightly, just because we set the powders with the setting spray, but still it can lift and make the makeup look like splotchy. And then for the final touch for the face, I'm gonna grab some of that blush, that cream blush we used earlier, and then use my setting spray, wet a little bit my Beauty Blender, and tap into the blush, and really light taps on the skin, and it's gonna add that glowy look back into the face. Now I'm gonna apply some mascara. This is the L'Oreal Voluminous mascara. I love this mascara. I usually buy the brown one, but I don't know why I got the black one instead, but it looks so pretty. I just applied 2 to 3 coats of the mascara. I forgot to grab some of that dark brown and apply it on the lower lash a little bit and really blend it out. Look at the difference. It looks so much better. And then for lips, I like to just use a lip liner and then lip gloss, of course. This is literally my favorite lip liner. It's from Charlotte Tilbury, and it is the Hot Gossip Lip Cheat Lip Liner. I like to add a little bit more color, and then I just tap in a little bit of lipstick. And then some lip gloss. This is the Summer Fridays lip gloss. Lip Butter Balm. So good. 10 out of 10. Would recommend. And then sometimes I like to add a little bit more of a highlight on the inner corners. So yeah, this is it. This is basically my makeup routine, my everyday makeup routine. It's so easy, so simple, and so pretty looking. Because look at 10 out of 10. Slays every single time.